Hello everyone, this is your girl Shalise, also known as Whole Queen, and I am back with another video. Yes, I am back. I think I'm beginning to do away with the ASMR videos, and I think I finally decided to kind of get back into a new series. That new series is most definitely going to be a beginner series for Stardew Valley. I feel like this is something that has been coming for a long time. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people kind of get into the game. A lot more people creating and putting stuff up. I don't know if this is just something that might be new to me. However, I feel like it is most definitely that time to start a beginner's guide. So I'm going to start 100% from scratch. I'll show you the things that I like to do and what I prefer. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that there is no proper way to play this game. Once again, once again, there is no proper way to play Stardew Valley. And I can promise you that because I started somewhere, everybody starts somewhere, everybody starts with that first farm, everybody starts with that first layout. I don't think there's a proper way to begin. So, from my point of view, I just want to kind of get started with something from day one so you guys can see how I like to work my farm and what I like to do. You can follow it, you don't have to, but please just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. If you feel what I'm saying, if you like my process, if you like to do things differently, whatever speaks out to you, just if you can just leave a quick like, subscribe if you like what you see after 10 minutes after the entire video. Whatever you prefer to do, you're more than welcome to do so. So I appreciate anybody's click, view, anything that you do in the process of looking into this video. Now let's go ahead and get started. I've talked enough. Let's get started. So of course, you start on your regular loading screen, and I'm gonna go into new. So I have several farms. I have over 1,200 hours in the game. So yeah. So I don't know if I should go off of the intro or what. The intro was a little long, so when you get to that first page, you can always see. Hold on just a second. I don't think I can turn down the music from here. Hopefully, it's not too loud. I can turn it down just a little bit. Okay, hopefully it's not too loud now. However, just to begin from the top. Okay, we could do that. Thank you. Okay, sorry about the noise if it's too loud. So if you want to enjoy the music, you're more than welcome to. It's nice, beautiful. However, I like to focus when I'm typing and when I'm doing things. So let me just go ahead and dive into a quick name process. You can have your name, your farm name, your favorite thing. I also and always like to put French fries. So my favorite thing to add in is French fries, and that will be something that plays out later in the game. You'll see why your favorite thing is something that matters in this game. So we'll just go ahead and start with a basic name. You can always choose your animal preference, which is always a dog or a cat. You have your eye color, hair color, pants color. You can always skip the intro. For this video, I will not do that. But you also have different farm types. So you have four corners. The details are pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of up to you what your vibe might be for that specific moment. So in this particular save, in this farm, this beginner save that I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to start with a standard. So it's just a basic plot with a large amount of open space for design. I'm not going to do anything too fancy as for now. As we all know, with the 1.6 update, we got the Meadowlands farm. So that was something that was huge. Being able to start with a space where you can just grow crops and bluegrass and having those animals, starting with chickens is definitely a benefit because that was not something that we had before. However, that's definitely something that might be good for people who are stepping in after 1.6 and beyond for our feature updates. So just to get started, I'm going to put a quick name, farm name, favorite thing to do, and just edit things the way I want to. Now, in this particular save, I would prefer to skip the intro because I already know what happens. I already know what's going on. Just to have an idea of what might be happening, I'm gonna go ahead and skip the intro just to kind of get straight into the gameplay so you can see. However, if this is your first time playing, please do not skip the intro. If you do want to skip the intro, you don't have to, but just for me and just to show everybody how things works, I'm going to skip that intro. Let's go. So as always, you have your basics, WASD, shift, and clicking, to check. So of course, you start off with your 500G that you get initially, your journal, which is always your introductions that you'll have. I'm going to try not to talk too much and start the gameplay. I promise you, I will be doing that. You always have an option to turn your fireplace on. You have a nice little chair, or excuse me, your decorated bowl, of course. Can't forget that. Your table, your chair, and then you have your TV. So, first things first, you have your channels. And I'm going to say that it's solely up to you if you want to start off with checking your weather. You want to know what the weather might be for the day. If you want to be ahead of the game, you'll always get that weather information. So clear and sunny all day today. Sometimes you get the weather for the following day. You also have the fortune teller, which is always very important. So, it's the voice of the spirits and it's channeled directly. So today's a neutral day, so it's a day that's kind of in your hands. It's not here or there. Not too bad, not too good. So, your days are going to be important when it comes to your luck as well sometimes, because there's certain things that you will always want to do within the game that rely on luck. So we'll look into that daily as well, just to kind of stay on top of things. And then you have living off the land. That's tips, farming tips. I believe, I'm not sure if there's others, but of course, there's farming tips that are always here. So chop wood and search for wild forage to earn some cash while waiting for your first harvest. So that's kind of starting off the basis of the game of what you're going to want to do once you finally get outside. And then, of course, you have your wonderful 15 parsnip seeds that you start off with for every farm. So this is just to get started, coming from Mayor Lewis specifically. All right. So now we're officially outside, and I'm going to give a brief moment of some ASMR. I'm going to start off doing a little bit of cleaning just of my initial space to create a plot for my farm. And as always, you do have your basic tool. Your basic tools, you have a axe, which you start off with. You have a hoe, you have a watering can, you have a pickaxe, a scythe, your 15 parsnip seeds. So we're gonna start off, however you wish. If you want to cut trees, if you want to use your scythe to cut through the grass or the weeds, or if you want to use your pickaxe to get through the stone. Okay, apologies. All right, so I'm back. So what I'm gonna do is start off by cutting into these weeds that are here. Just chopping and chopping and chopping. So mixed seeds is something that you will get. You will also get a lot of fiber being on the farm. I don't want to waste too much energy because I feel like in the beginning, it's just a huge thing that we have. Or that we actually don't have. We don't have too much to offer in the beginning. So you kind of want to preserve it just a little bit. Or if you want to use all of it, you're always more than welcome to. But your days will be very much... they'll be really short. So... they will be short. So I would just recommend kind of keeping your energy or paying attention to your energy. That's always going to be an important thing when you first begin. So I'm going to just keep it simple with just some very simple talking points that I think are helpful for people. And yes, so for Shirley, you want to clear up this space here. Oh, all right, these spaces, and kind of make, I would say, make a way to find a way home. Find your way home, whether that's through the upper part of your farm, which is here. It'll be it'll be in these spaces or here. Here. You know, there's a few spaces. I should really be out greeting people, but we have time. We have time for that. It's Monday. See how my energy is kind of already leaving? It's kind of important to keep it. And then one thing you can do is use your oil to dig up your dirt. And I always like to count my spaces, so I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me double check that and see. I think that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just reopen it just in case, and then I always like to plant my seeds. Yep, that's 5. So I was correct. All right, so then we have, I'm gonna do 10 spaces for now because you have crows. One thing this game has is crows, and if you plant more than 10, is it 10? I believe if it's more than 10 spaces, it'll bring the crows out. So I try to be careful with what I put down. I feel like I'm fighting with this music. Sorry, y'all. I really feel like I'm fighting with this music right now. So I try to keep it to a minimum so everybody can hear my voice, so it's not over saturated by the music. All right. So you do get this lovely music. But I think this is decent enough to kind of get started. So we'll kind of go into town and see what's going on. So as you know, you have your broken down bus. And then your mine cart's in the back. And moving forward, you have your, doctor's office. You have your convenience store, hair salon here as well. And then you have your very first journal task, which is always, well, actually, that's incorrect. Sorry. Your very first journal task is always, it'll be a nice gesture to introduce yourself around town. Some people might be anxious to meet the new farmer. So we've already met 2 people. Of course, the 2 people that you always start off with meeting is Lewis and Robin. Those are your first 2 that you always will start off meeting. So I kind of like to just go around. Of course, we know we see that Harvey's not here. So we'll just kind of leave out of the doctor's office and then head into Pierre's. You have your general convenience store, which is also known as Pierre's. Is where you buy, you know, all of your seeds, of course, grass starters, some ingredients to cook with, as well as, you know, wallpaper, flooring, catalog. You can buy trees. There's a lot of different things that you can kind of get here. And of course, I'm going to buy some wonderful items that are here. Since I only am limited to 500G, I try to be, I don't want to say cheap. But I will start off possibly with just buying maybe some cauliflower seeds. So I'll probably buy 2 for right now, just to start off with. Just my starter seeds. Because my pockets are now full. Of course, as always, you only start with, what, 12 spaces? So you always start with these general 12 spaces. So you never really have too much room to utilize while you're here. So I definitely like to go around town and introduce myself to people. Oh, we already talked to Carolina. Okay. Anybody that you see in town, it's kind of nice to catch them while you can, because you'll start to learn their schedules and like how they move throughout town. Everybody has a specific schedule that they follow depending on the day and time of the week. Sometimes it can vary by season as well as day. And you'll always have your day up top. You have your season, I believe your season, your weather, and then of course your, I guess it looks like kind of like a sundial-ish. It kind of tells you the time of what you have as well as your time. And always your gold, your journal is always here. And then quickly, real quickly, of course, it shows your funds, your earnings, the time. This is your skills here, levels. All these other spaces will be important for other purposes later in the game. You have your socials with everybody that is here around town. And of course, in the beginning, it's not going to tell you any of these people's names because you haven't met any of them just yet. You have your map, which is here. You have your crafting, which are some of the things that you can create as of now, as of day 1 in the game. Animals, there's no animals yet, so we'll stay blank. You have special items and powers that is important for other purposes in the game later. You have your collections, which start with items shipped, fish, artifacts for the museum, which we'll go check out in just a moment. Minerals, which is important for the museum as well. Cooking, which will come later, as well as achievements. So there's achievements in here. Some are kind of there to where you'll understand what might be coming to you based on how you do things a little early in the game, and then you have all your letters that come later. And of course you have your options based on, you know, your settings in the game. I'm playing on PC, so it's going to show everything that's directly related to what I can do here on PC. So I know I'm moving a little quickly with this menu. However, hopefully this is helping. All right, so you can search through trash cans. That is a huge thing. And we're going to keep just introducing ourselves to others. And of course, you can go into people's homes. You cannot go into their rooms until you get to a certain level of friendship. So it takes some time to kind of get into people's spaces. I believe it is, I'll have to look to see. So we could definitely double check to see Okay, so I'm actually looking up. Oh my goodness, I'm actually looking up. What in the world? Okay, so you need 2 hearts. I wanted to be clear on that. I'm sorry. So 2 hearts in order to get into someone's room. So just to clarify and make sure we're clear, you gotta have 2 hearts to get into someone's room. All right, we have Elliot here. All right, so we met with Elliot. So we'll keep going around. We have our museum where you can donate things. And then this is also going to give you tips on farming through the books that you'll find in the future on the farm. And always we have our trash. You can also forage. Kind of don't want to throw anything out of my pockets just yet because I have not created a chest. So we're going to hold off for just a moment. Oh my goodness, it's 4 o'clock already. Look at the time. Right, so we have our mine cart here. It does run in different spots throughout town. Then we have Joja Mart. And there's Sam is still here. I was actually looking for Sam. Sam is not in here. I did see Shane leave. From what I knew, Sam was at work, but let me see if I could catch Shane. Shane is a little mean, but it's okay. Alright, they're not home either. Nobody's home. But I do tend to invade people's privacy, and I do go into their homes and talk to them. I do it all the time. Did I talk to Granny already? I think I did. I don't think, maybe I didn't. Hold on. Okay, she's not talking. Try to see if I could catch everybody. I don't think I will today, but I will do the best that I can. So we have a few people. Got Pam. Got Gus. And we are here in the saloon. This is like the local hotspot in Pelican Town. Friday nights is usually popping. Saturdays. Actually, oh, everybody's in their room. Okay, so I'll show an example. So I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough friends with Sam to enter his room, of course. And as I did say, you do have to have the 2 hearts to get inside. So it's kind of late now, so it's kind of hard to get into people's spaces. A good tip would be to kind of just go home. It's early. And there's some items that I'm already seeing that I need to kind of pick up. So I should have cleared my pockets before I left. But that's okay, because no day is a perfect day. And day 1 is not going to be perfect either. So unless you feel like you can have that kind of day, then that is decent enough. However, I'm going to start with kind of making another path. I would say cutting into another path to kind of be able to get off the farm. And then I'll probably see if I can cut maybe 2 trees to try to make a chest. I need to make a chest really bad. I forgot about that part. So I did forget that important tip to create a chest. So we could probably cut into these trees. Okay, so you do actually need 50 pieces of wood to create a chest, and it is very dark out here because I do not have any lights yet. So, because I have not collected any sap. So, just the first thing that I do like to always do is to make a chest. So, I will put everything in here. I believe it is 36 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, so 36 spaces. So, I'm gonna collect these pieces of sap. I don't think I have any. I don't have any more wood. Okay, I don't have the energy to make wood, so I think tomorrow I'll try to make some. Oh Jesus, torches. Yes, so I'll make some torches tomorrow so we can get some more light on the farm. So we'll go to sleep. Usually, before you go to sleep, you have until 1:40. Sometimes you could pass up till 2 o'clock to get in. The main goal is to kind of be inside by 1:40 or 1:50-ish, just to make sure you're in bed and you don't pass out anywhere, because there are consequences if you don't go to sleep before 2 a.m. Okay, so it is now day 2. We're gonna check with the fortune teller to see what kind of day it is. So today is actually a bad luck day. So it could be a difficult day. And then we'll double check our weather. So it's gonna rain tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a rainy day. So as always, the first thing you're gonna do is water your plants for the day. So we did put down 10 parsnips yesterday. And we'll go through the chest to see. Oops, we missed a spot. Okay, so Pierre's, or Pierre is just dishing out his information about his 24 size 24 backpack, which will just give you a few extra spaces, 12 more spaces in your inventory. All right, and then we'll go meet with Willie. So as always, you have your items that you can collect. You have coal, stone, mixed seeds, which we'll kind of get into shortly. You have fiber, which is very important, additional parsnip seeds, as well as sap. So I'm going to see if I can cut a couple of trees so I can make some torches. Torches to me are always important. And I have my reason why they're important to me, because I like to be able to see when I get to my farm. I'm coming home late, or just to be able to see to get inside. I never have too much fiber. So we'll do a little bit more cutting. Kind of like to keep 3 of the different trees in one spot. Those serve an important purpose. So energy is already halfway. So I'm actually gonna try to 6. We'll make about 6. So just to make a way so we can see when we get inside. And of course, as you can see, this is your crafting area. Once again, you can kind of see what you need. It's very straightforward when it comes to crafting. So of course, when you make a torch, it takes 1 piece of wood and 2 pieces of sap. So I try to lay down maybe 1 to 2 torches in the beginning, just once again so I can see when I get home. So 2 more there, and then if you can kind of light your way, if I could light my way, then I make more. So 3 more, actually 4, because it's gonna stack. So I tend to kind of just place them kind of in more of a open space. This is not really open to me. It's not open, but I normally do like to put one by the little pond so I can see coming up this way, and then I'll do 2 here. So just to start off like this, so you can kind of guide yourself back up through and through. Maybe 1 right here, so then you can just kind of find your way around. It's kind of helpful in a sense. So moving down, Marnie is not home. So we're kind of going to go around town and see if we can meet some more people. Looks like I see Haley. And of course, like I mentioned before, you can always search the trash cans. During the day, we got some algae, which is never a bad thing to have. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, Haley. Here we got Marnie, which is our livestock and animal lady, essentially. And then we actually can go into this open area. Like I did mention the rooms, like you can't go into rooms, of course, just yet. It's way too early, so we got Jody, who we met yesterday. Caroline, who we met yesterday. And we already know who Robin is from our intro. If you did not skip the intro, then you know. If you did not skip the intro, then you know who Robin is. Alright, so we know who Lewis is. Definitely do need to go down to see Willie, because Willie is an important factor. So that's the cutscene that you do get on day 2 with Willie, which we'll kind of tune into. This is the initial cutscene where we go into meeting with Willie, who lets us know, you know, that he's moving on his fishing endeavors and that he's kind of moving up, or he's attempting to move up. So he wants to give us his old fishing rod. So he is struggling a bit, however, of course, we get I don't want to say it's a hand-me-down. However, we're introduced into fishing, and the fishing game is in Stardew Valley. All right. So, as we all know, we do have the fishing game. So in this case, we got a spot. Oops, we got a spot with bubbles. So we'll just aim for that spot. Funny enough, you do have that first menu that kind of teaches you how to catch a fish. And it's pretty basic. Kind of just try to keep things within that space. Alright, and our first catch, of course, was a sardine. I am a lover of fishing when it comes to Stardew Valley. So I have no issue with catching fish or working on fishing because it's one of my favorite things to do in the game. So I actually enjoy it. So you always start with a smaller bar. As you move up, you go into different fishing options. However, this is just a basic of what the fishing game does look like. So I believe I have 2 sardines. Oh, and of course you have things that you can always forage. That's on the beach, that's on land, that's pretty much everywhere. And every season has something different. So the foraging process begins. You can also pick up things from in the ground, which you'll get, which is fairly nice. So, and this is 100% vanilla. This is no mods or anything as of now. So this is just if you're playing the vanilla game from scratch. I think I'm going to try to work on just 3 days each week to kind of go over like maybe the first season in the game just to have an understanding. I don't think I'll do too much because I want to kind of take it low and slow and kind of help everybody get an actual understanding of how to play. If you actually like this video, please like and subscribe if you like what you see so far. All right, so we're gonna put this up, put that up. We actually need to be looking for more people. So you actually can just take down 1. So it's always important to keep something. And here's your basic shipping bin where you can put things. I wanted to empty my pockets a bit more because I have so much more that I want to pick up. So I'm still like, where is everybody at? There's more people to meet. It's spring. We've already met Elliot. Okay, Sam. Alright, got Sam. Dang, I always miss him. Oh my goodness. I always miss him. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is what I meant with when I discussed foraging. So you can always pick up an item during the season. Each season has some forageable items. In this specific case, that happens to be daffodils, dandelions. We're gonna look for the other 2 as well. See if we see them. It's a little early in the season, so you won't see those exact items. I don't want to spill too much, but you can always forage. I'm also gonna see if I see anyone else. I'm just seeing a lot of daffodils right now. I believe you'll see in the first 2 days, you'll see like a lot of daffodil and dandelions. Alright, we got Demetrius, our town scientist. Got Linus. And I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else we can meet someone. So we already met Marnie, we know Robin, we met Shane, we met Jody. We can always look at your list and see who you have not met so far. So we kind of got just about everybody. Just know Clint, Sebastian, and Resmodis, also known as the Wizard. It's kind of hard to meet Sebastian. Sebastian is never really out of his room. I don't think that's not too bad for the first 2 days. I'm almost to everybody already. Like, that's really good. Demetrius, tell Sebastian to come out. I have no idea what time Sebastian comes out of his room. Oh, he's actually out. Hold on, let me run. Gotta find him. Now, I don't know. He's not in the kitchen. So let me see if he might be over here. And this is me just raw playing. Like, I'm going off the top of my head and just kind of trying to teach. So this is me going off of my knowledge. So all right, we found Sebastian. Quick reminder of who we need, which is, hold on, dang. Okay, so Clint and the Wizard. Okay, we can get that done by tomorrow. Continuing with our fishing game. We did only put one fish in the shipping bin. Okay, this is a little difficult. A little bit. So then our fish quality starts to change. So now we have a silver star chub. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. Since I only have a little bit of energy left over for the day, I kind of want to see if I could lay out some more torches so I'll be able to see, as well as putting these fish inside the shipping bin for the day. So I know I can put at least 2 in, and I always tend to keep one of each item when I pick it up because it's very important to keep one of each item for the community center, which is going to come up later. You could kind of give away 2 daffodils and just keep seaweed. I mean, the algae, excuse me. And then we need to look at making, let's see, we could probably, oh yeah, we can make some more torches. So I'll just make 2 for now. Like the crafting process is pretty simple and straightforward. And then we'll just put one here so you can see when we come up. Alright, so that makes sense. So the thing you always want to do is kind of create a space so you know your 3 entry points into your farm. You got torches that light your way up that second part. And then coming up, of course, to the back way of your farm, or the bottom way, you have your right side, which is your main entrance. You always want to have a torch there. And then, of course, you have your torches up here from the back way, or the north side of Pelican Town. So, or the north side. And that is day 2. So we did level up in foraging. We got 1 axe proficiency. You know, trees are going to drop seeds. We got wild seeds as well as a field snack that we can craft. And then you have your amounts of things that you put in for the day, which it'll show you here and there. How much for each fish. And then the full total. And then we're going to continue with day 3 momentarily. Okay, we are back. I was having some technical difficulties. Once again, we're back. I was having some technical difficulties, and yeah, so we are back with day 3. As you can see, it is raining outside. So we're gonna go ahead and check our weather. Alright, so tomorrow's gonna be sunny, and then we'll see what our luck is for today. Alright. And it is another bad luck day. So we are going to just rock out. Since today is a rainy day, I kind of tend to not really worry about my crops because I don't have to water anything. I also use it as an opportunity to kind of get around. Actually, matter of fact, I take that back. We do have some stuff that we need to do. So we need to meet the next 2 people, or actually the last 2 people. So the last 2, from what I know, is the wizard, as well as, and here's another forgeable item as well. So dandelion is our second forgeable item for the spring. And of course you can, you know, chop wood, cut up weeds, break down stone in the forest areas, which is also a very nice foraging moment and ways for you to get foraging XP. Of course, I can't get in yet. It's too early to go inside of the tower. I think I know what I need to go do. This is like a reminder for me to figure out what I need to be doing too. So since I have my 1200 hours in Stardew Valley, I'm also taking my time to go back and go over some things. So just to cut through the little path that we created, cutting through the woods. And I feel like I've never heard all of this on a rainy day, so it's kind of scary. I guess it's just coming from that one area. Not the community center. So who do we have? I think the wizard and Clint. Clint just opened, so we're gonna give it a second. I think we're waiting for the mine to open so we can get to the wizard, I believe. I'm just trying to see if I know the story progression for myself. So again, you can play Stardew Valley in any way that you would prefer to, but to move the storyline and to access certain spaces, you do have to talk to some people to kind of get around. So this is Clint. No, we're supposed to be introducing ourselves. So our blacksmith, Clint. Yep. If you ever need to upgrade your tools, this is your person of interest. That is Clint. He can help you upgrade your tools all the way down to your trash can. You can also sell your gems to him. There's a lot of different things that you can do with Clint as you move through the game. And we do take a dip in our trash cans daily where you can find some valuable items sometimes. You can also receive a reward for it as well if you do end up picking up anything of value. So we still have of course, our daffodils and dandelions only right now. And throughout the season, you'll start to see like other stuff kind of come up as it gets later in the season. You'll see other forgeable items that'll come through. Those can also be sold. So I wanted to actually see, can we get, I think it's still too early to mess around in the mines. 11:30 on a Wednesday in the rain and Sebastian is outside. That's shocking. That is shocking. I think it's still being broken down, yeah. Still being broken down. In these moments, you kind of want to get around to explore and to see the different parts of the city or the town. Days 1 through 3 are kind of that time to explore, and I think these are the perfect moments where you just kind of course, go through the map, see what's out there, pick up on things, meet people, figure out their schedules a little bit. It's kind of like getting your feet wet and getting into more of the game, but we're not quite there yet. So I'm thinking about doing like a full series and maybe playing like a full year. Maybe, I don't know if should I make this into like a full year series or I don't know. Just have to be open to kind of figure out what people might want to see. And a little bit of money. So we're doing our regular fishing game, and here's a way to get like a good. I messed that up. But yeah, so like I said, fishing just happens to be some like one of my favorite things to do in the game. So you're gonna probably see me end up doing this a lot. Try not to get too caught up in it and to kind of share all the things that you can do. Okay, so I need to actually go. Alright. So we've met everybody. So now we just need to give someone a gift. And I think I kind of want to start with Marnie. Because Marnie is very important in this space as well. Sorry. Just had to tab out for a quick second. Trash can digging. Trash can digging. Alright, let's see if... Oh my god. Let's see if she's home on a rainy day. She is home. Okay. And they always like to give tips. She said she can use the cash. Not adios. Alright, so we're gonna take a look to see... I think that she would be okay with either a daffodil or a dandelion, since that's the only thing that we can kind of afford at the time, I guess. So we'll look to see what she would prefer. Daffodils, leeks, and wild horseradish. Those are the only things you can really give away when you first start. Like, unless you're lucky enough to find something within this early in the game, it's kind of nice to get an idea of how to give a gift to someone. So, you know, you get a little 100G for some of the things that you were able to complete in your journal. As always, Lewis was here. Now he say he's just here to make sure all of her business needs are met. But yeah, so this is just kind of what a rainy day would look like. I definitely am very serious about the fish that I catch. And there's one particular fish that I look for. So here is the horseradish. And that is another forageable item that's kind of popping up now. That is day 3. Oh, that's another thing. I'll probably come back down and just show y'all another important part of the game. And an item that you can use for food if you need the extra energy and health. So that is... I'll go down and show it in a second. And then we can sell these fish. Since we held on to what we needed. So I'm gonna show people, or I want to show y'all like what else there is. So while being able to pick up things like dandelions, daffodils, you can also kind of come down and see if there are any spring onions. The only thing you can really eat pretty much is like dandelions, but normally yes. So there are spring onions that you can harvest or forage, excuse me. You can pick those up. They also grow down here next to the sewer, which has an important part. I can start progression later. I will not spoil the game for anybody, but I will just be here kind of showing what I like to do. So you have your spring onions. It kind of gives you, you know, an okay amount of energy and health, as well as the dandelions too. So if you're like cutting wood, you know, breaking stuff down, like of course it takes your energy. So it's very important to have an understanding of, you know, the different things that you can kind of, I guess you could say, indulge in while you don't really have much else to eat when you start the game within the first couple of days or just the entire season in itself. Alright, so it's 7 o'clock. I don't know if there's still a catfish down here. Let me go to So let us look and see. So 6. Okay. Catfish. This is normally where you can catch one. I don't know if I'll be that. Wait. I don't know if I will be that lucky in this save to get one. But we can try. You gotta start somewhere, so it might not be perfect in every save to get the exact fish that you might be looking for, but it's always good to start getting an idea of the things that you have. I think it just might be too early for this type of fish. I'm just already looking for it, and that's just me. So I'm gonna hold on to what I have for important reasons that'll come up in the future, and that I'll make sure to show y'all. And also, I just want to kind of create more of an interactive way on how I like to play instead of making it super, super formal. Like, I think we can go into more of a formal space later. But right now, I just kind of want to just give a raw image of how I like to do things. It's still kind of early. It's 9 o'clock. So since I'm around, like, I just prefer to kind of, I don't say tear up the place, but kind of just clean up a little bit more. Got some energy to kill. I could have probably did a little bit more fishing, but I was just focused on other things, so. And then you can always hit this button to add like all of your items to your existing stacks. These, do I have a dandelion? I don't have a dandelion. So now, is this everything? I don't think so. I'm missing one more thing from the spring forageables. So 1, 2, 3 so far. Kind of just have everything laid out as far as what I might need for future reasons. I'm not still I'm still not gonna say why, because I'm just gonna let everything progress like I said, on its own. So we'll get into those reasons shortly. That is day 3. I probably will go to 5 for this one video, so it's not super long. So we got level 1 fishing on day 3. It's kind of quick. So we made a little bit of coin, a little bit of gold currency, 199. Oh my goodness. All right, so day 4 of spring, we'll keep it moving, keep it rolling. I think it really would be cool to do 4 days, not 4, excuse me, to do 5 days, So I'll do 5 days just to show everybody what I like to do, and then we'll continue 5 to 10, and then so forth with the series. So we'll check the weather just in case. All right, clear and sunny. All right, so another bad luck day. And then we have another episode of Living Off the Land. Alright, so we just got our spring onion tip. Check for spring onion on the southwest of town where the river meets the ocean. You can sometimes find a whole bunch growing right at the dirt. Alright, so we just took care of that and handled that yesterday. And now we're back to our sunny day. So our first thing I always do, that I like to do, is to water my plants. That's always going to be number one. And you can always go and refill your can. You see like a little pond or something of that nature, that's where you can always go to refill. Also, for the color, we're going to do like something bright maybe. Alright, so good. Is it time yet to go see? I don't think so. I'm like, what else would I want to grow right now? Like, I can definitely put some stuff down. It's gonna be a risk, but I'm like, do I really want to do it or not? Still locked, so we still cannot get into this building. It's a little early still. Also, oh, actually, so what I could do is go down to the beach and see what's down there to see if there's anything I can collect. Got some carrot seeds coming out the ground. No, I did see this the other day. So oyster, got an oyster, a mussel. Our bridge is not fixed just yet, so we'll just wait on that. And we'll probably do a little bit of beach fishing. We have Willie out here in the morning doing his early morning fish run. We actually have to go by Robin's too, just so everybody can see, like, so another cool thing about the game too is that you can, this is Willie's shop. So we start here. You talk to Willie for the day. Okay. All right. And then one thing that's super interesting about this game too is that you can go to certain people and sell items. So like you can sell fish directly to Willie where you can make some money. And then you can just kind of keep fishing to empty out your pockets. You don't have to put everything in the shipping bin. You can sell stuff. You can, so we just got an achievement. But yeah, you can definitely sell stuff to him. You can sell mussels. You can sell oysters to him. A lot of things that you can forage on the beach, I believe, except for the seaweed. He might actually buy the seaweed, but I'm not sure. So we'll double check that in a second. But yeah, going to Willie and being able to sell fish right then and there is something that's super amazing. And getting your coin right there. Getting your coin right there. If you're in a hurry and you need to buy something, Like, that is definitely the place that you can go to. So, I actually enjoy that. Alright, we got another herring. So, I'll just take it to Willie. And then we'll sell it. I'm holding on to the mussel and the oyster for a reason. But, yeah, that's your beach fishing. A little beach fishing for the day to make a little bit of money. And then we can also see, like, what else there is to do. We'll check our trash cans. Oop, see, you can find some really good items in the trash. Like, I kid you not. Like, we just got some fish tacos out the trash on the 4th day of spring. Like, what? That's not something that you think that you would see. So it's really nice to be able to experience that. I wonder if I could give out. I should have went to go see Marnie. I do not believe it's time yet to go into our 4th sector of things that you can learn. Nope, it's not time yet. It's still too early. Alright, so you can give this to Linus. Wait. I think we already have one. Alright, so we gave him his gift. And then we have our leap. So here's another forgeable item. I believe that is our 4th and final. So we have dandelions, daffodils, wild horseradish, and leeks. Oops. And then we can also harvest spring onions, so don't ever forget that. Got another one right here. That's 2 of the same quality, which is good. So we have one we can eat if we need to, and then one for another purpose. So I'm gonna hold that, hold these, hold this. I don't know. I just might eat the fish taco. I don't know. But I kind of might want to put down some carrots. I kind of want to work on our farming XP so we can reach that level 1. And it's never a race to do this. It's just an option. These were free seeds. So I'd rather just put them down. If the crow takes them, then it is what it is at this point. Also got 5 mixed seeds. So this is kind of risky, but just to see how things work, I'd rather just show everybody how the reality of the game. So, oops. I don't see an issue with doing this. This is risky. Like, in my heart, I'm like, oh no. In my heart, I'm saying I don't know if I really want to do this, but I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. And just pray that, you know, we'll get a good beginner save. But then again, I also want everybody to see. Okay, so why do I keep wanting to press my modded keybinds? That's kind of crazy. What else is in here? Just the 2 cauliflower seeds. And that's it. So we'll just put these 2 down at the bottom. Oh wow, my energy is going. It's risky. Alright, so we can probably go and buy maybe 3 more seeds. And then see what happens. What else would we want? So we have 2 cauliflowers. Probably maybe 1 of everything that can be grown in the spring. That's also a good option. Is to kind of buy 1 of everything. Just so you can understand the growth process and see how everything grows. So we already have our parsnips. We can probably get beans. We have our cauliflower already. So probably beans, potatoes. Well, I mean, flowers, we're not so much worried about the flowers. But it wouldn't be bad to where we can see it. So like jazz, tulip, kale, I believe in potatoes and beans. So like I said before, you can go to certain merchants in town, and you can sell your items to them. So I can sell my leeks to Pierre right here in his face and receive coin for it, which is, I think, a nice feature and one that I actually enjoy. Because like I said, if I need coin right then and there and want to spend a little, you know, give a little, spend a little, you can always do that. So we'll get a bean, and then we'll probably get one potato. This is kind of crazy. All right, one potato for now. Okay. I need that farming. I need farming level 1. I need that scarecrow immediately. But it's okay. I'm not gonna panic. I will not crash out throughout this series. I refuse. I refuse. So I may set up like a separate space for it. I don't know. For the flowers at least. Just so they're like away from the vegetables and everything else. So maybe like a designated spot for them. So maybe something like right here. Okay, really? Alright, if you ever need to replace the patch of dirt, you can always just hit it with a pickaxe. But I'm gonna set up our spot for our flowers, which will be here. Alright, so that is that. Everything is water for today. The energy is kind of gone, so I can kind of spend my day. I feel like there's really nothing else to do on this day as well. There's no rush into anything. We've already met everybody, so that's the good part. Getting started. Alright, so we're still waiting for our parsnips. And we don't have a birthday until Saturday. This is also the calendar, so you can see like the monthly events that are coming up throughout the season. So in Stardew Valley, your typical season, as always, will last 28 days. So you have 28 days to grow whatever you need in the spring that grows during that particular season only. So you have, or we're here, we're 4 days in. Yes, we are 4 days in to spring in year 1. As you can see, first birthday will be coming up on the 7th, which is Lewis's birthday, and then we'll have Vincent's birthday probably coming up in the next video or so. So then you have your days that the booksellers in town. This is a new feature from the 1.6 update. There's a bookseller that comes into town where you can buy books to enhance your skills, to learn more. I think there's a few more that are out there. I think that might be something that we'll need to explore in this series as well. And we also have an important event, which is the Egg Festival coming up on the 13th of spring. We have Haley's birthday, and then we have a few other things that are coming up that are not disclosed there. So yeah. Alright, had to get a sip of water. But yeah, so you can see those. I don't think there's, oh, there's a help wanted. And then there's a help wanted board. So if you want to make some extra gold, you can basically run errands around town for the different villagers that might be asking for something specific. So in this case, Clint is looking for 15 copper ores. To see if any rare gems are hidden inside. So he's willing to give 160 G, and then of course if we want to keep them then we can. But my thing about this is that we'll probably accept it, but I just don't know if the mines is open yet. So I do not know if the mines is open yet. Still not ready. So We accepted this task, but we only have 2 days. So I don't know if that in fact will be a thing or not. But we're just waiting for it to unlock. So we'll probably just do some fishing, and off of eating those fish tacos, we just gained +2 fishing and it lasts for 6 minutes. So let's see what we can get off of that. So we just, I think, obtained a gift, which is 2 pieces of coal. Sometimes you'll get like a little treasure chest that'll come up while you're fishing. If you hit the bar while you are looking to catch your fish, or if you give it a second to hold, you'll kind of get a good piece of treasure that comes out of that box. So while you play that fishing game, you have the option to earn additional rewards. So seeming like it's kind of fairly easy right now to catch some fish. We still have 5 minutes. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of run. I don't know if it's gonna last long enough, but it's crazy. Today just flew by. Like, the day in game just flew by. Wait, let's go over here. So normally if you see these little bubbles right here, you can kind of get a good little... Alright. Is it gone? Oh no, it just went away. Okay. Never mind, never mind, never mind. So at least we know that Sebastian is out here at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Alright, so since my pockets are full, I'm gonna go home. Because what else can I do? I mean, you can definitely eat it, but... definitely eat the algae. So you can eat the algae. Like, the fish are also a good source of nutrition. So if you want to eat them, or if you need energy, or if you're missing some, then you can always replenish with a fish. Now that we have a fishing pole, it's also a good option, but I like to use other things. It's the fact that I still have 3 minutes. So I wonder if I empty this, will I still have an option to... Let me check this real quick. So I already have our bullhead, we have our carp, we have some good things in already. So then we can drop all those fish, make some money, and then see with this fishing bonus if we'll be able to catch fish out of here and not trash. So Have a nice little quiet, peaceful night. I probably will just break down a little bit more. And you can kind of, it's the best place to be is like on your farm late at night, kind of cutting into stuff. To kind of break down this area a little bit. Oh my gosh. Up, I'm full. So we'll drop that. I don't know. I may just clear out the trash for now because we don't really, it's not really serving its purpose right now or just yet. So it's kind of nice to so it is getting close to that time that I mentioned earlier, like going in the house closer to like 140 just to be on the safe side. It is 110, so I don't want to pass out. So we kind of were able to clear a little bit more space. So things are kind of a little bit more wide open, wide-ish open. So yeah, not a bad day. Let's, oh gosh, I'm getting nervous. I need to go inside for real before I pass out. So there you go. That's day 4. Not a bad day for fishing. We made 320G. Of course, we didn't make anything off the trash, but we did make something off of these wonderful fish. Also, if you get something good quality, you get a little bit more. So like this silver star bullhead is worth 93 versus the regular, which is only 75. That's that. So then we'll go into our final day of this particular playthrough. We're at 11:05 now, so check the fortune teller. That's me, a young lady from Stardew Valley, has joined. The spirits are very happy today. So today is a good luck day. So this is for tomorrow's weather. Sunny day today and tomorrow. So see, and as I said, there is a crow that will come and descend upon your plot. Luckily, it only took one, so we're in good hands. So we just hit level 1 of farming, which you can see. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Hold on. All right, we did not hit level. We did not hit level 1 of farming. I don't know why I thought that I did, but that is okay. That is all right. We're waiting until we hit it. So the good news is that we did get our parsnips. So we will hold on to 1. I'm not going to disclose why, but we're going to hold on to 1 for a while. And then we'll get rid of the others so we can make some coin. Alright, so we have Hat Mouse. And then so due to the landslide, that issue with the guy up above that was beaten into the rock, that is what Jojo Mart was working on. So now that's the announcement that, you know, I guess it's legal. I guess it's legal. But yeah, so since it's, I guess that's the announcement, you know that it's not blocked off anymore. So we'll go up and see if we can actually finally get in the mines. So as always, we're gonna water first. Like I said, if you put more than 10 pieces down, you will get a crow. So we saw our debut of the lovely crow. I feel like I should wait a little bit. Alright, so we're actually going to run back to the farm to empty our pockets just a little bit, because I might have a couple of things that I will be doing. So one thing that you can actually do is put up like your watering can, put up some things that you know that you won't be using for the day, just to kind of keep your pockets a little bit more open. Like one thing I know I may not use also is my axe. So I'll just hold on to my pickaxe, my scythe. Probably not that either. So just pickaxe and my fishing pole. Just so we can open up and have some more space. Okay. And then we have our very first. And yeah. Pretty much our first opening cutscene. Oh, second cutscene. I'm sorry, because Willie was the first. Sorry. What an eyesore. So we have our. Okay. So we're taking a tour to the community center, who Lewis, the town mayor, is considering selling due to Jojo Mart's enhancements and growth within Pelican Town. Special mythical creature that we see. What is this? What is it? Hmm? Now maybe you can help catch the rat. So he thinks that they're rats, when they're in fact not rats. They are not rats. We're gonna find out what they are soon. So of course, you want to do more exploring when you go inside. And there's like this note. So we don't know what this note is. I have no idea what it says, but it's a very interesting note. So of course, this is an important spot when it comes to story progression within the game. So like if you're interested, then you can always see what happens like as you play and progress through the game. And I'm not trying to do any spoilers. I'm just going with the flow and playing to my own knowledge and how I like to play once again. So I'm just putting that disclaimer out there. So as we can all see, that note from Jojo that was sent, this was for this space that was being cleared out the other day up until yesterday. So spring 5, that does end up being something that's open. So then we get our third cutscene. So that introduces, I believe, the fourth piece. I believe you can fish, forage, farm, mine. There's more that comes with skills, but those are your 4 basic things that I feel like you can do in the game. So now we're into the 4th space of understanding some of the things that we can do within the game to level up and to explore now. All right, so this is Marlin, and he does run the Adventurers Guild. We'll probably see if we can go over there in just a moment. But first, I also wanted to, I believe we can go over to, before we go through the mines, I just want to go to Robin's place. I feel like that's one place I did not go to. And then we'll check out a couple of other things probably within the next video, because I want to continue the story progression the right way. So of course, this is Robin's, where you can go shop, upgrade your house, construct farm buildings, and you can shop for, you know, just some basic items if you want to add a window, if you want to kind of decorate your space with some of her furniture pieces that she creates. So she's like the construction person around town. Like she's the builder. If you need anything from her, you can always come and find the different recipes that are here and around, which is super, super, super nice. One of the things that I actually enjoy. And you can also, you know, do an upgrade to your house. Of course, she'll give you the cost, and you'll have to have a certain amount of items in order to make that happen. And then of course you can also go to her to construct your farm building. So you can do a coop, a barn, a well, a silo, a mill, a shed, a fish pond, and an additional cabin if you want to add someone else to the game. So you can also do a pet bowl, and you can change the appearance on some of these items to make them look a little bit different. So, which is super cool and interesting. I feel like this is like a different type of feature. But yeah, you can add additional pet bowls. You can also do a stable to get a horse in the future when you get enough G or enough gold for that. And then you can also do a slime hutch. There's a lot of different options when it comes to building in the game. You just have to make sure you have the right amount of money and the specific items that you might need to get that. So yeah, that's always an option. And that is Robin the builder. I was gonna say the construction person, but Robin the builder. That is Robin. And I know that there's a specific time that the Adventurers Guild opens. I also may need to eat this horseradish because I don't have any food with me, and I wanted to go into the mine so I can see if there's anything else out here. Probably nothing in this area. But no worries. I probably would not go in for too long. I just want to see if I could try to grab this ore. But we do have our Adventurers Guild, which is here. And I don't think the hours are there, but this is the Adventurers Guild. We'll probably take a look inside in the next video also. Oh, of course, we cannot go down. Kind of nervous to be in here because I don't have a lot of energy, but kind of dangerous thing to be doing. Hopefully we don't pass out or anything. And of course we have our task to reach level 5 in the mines, as well as getting started. Of course I needed that. And then we have the copper ore journal. Today is the last day to do this, so I kind of need to be quick. I forgot to bring food, which is probably going to be my fault. I don't want to lose energy. I feel like it would have been smart to bring food, and I never do that, which is bad. It's a bad influence of me to not bring food, but gonna have to do it. Just go rogue and go natural and do the best that you can. I will always say do the best that you can in the beginning. Kind of nervous to be in here, but I don't think there's any more. No, there's no more copper in here. I just don't want to pass out. Alright, so we hit our 5. Alright, and we do have an elevator that takes you up. So since we hit our floor 5, I just want to see if I can try to find some more food really quickly. I just don't know if I'll be able to get to him. Since it's Friday, we might actually be able to go into the saloon to see everybody for the night. I'm gonna see if I can get some spring onions or something. If I didn't, I don't think I sold them. So I'm actually gonna go in and see if I can find them. Let's take all of them at this point because I need to get that done. And then you can always take this, what is this, shortcut? I consider it a shortcut. So we do have to go in and go get it. So we can get that extra money from Clint. Why am I taking the long way? Like, what? So we need 4 more pieces of coal. So we can probably reset. I don't know if I should start at 5. Or see if it'll reset for me. So that'll be a decent thing to kind of test. But you always want to have food when you go into the mines because you never know, like, what you'll encounter. Of course, this is not going to be enough. But should at least help me get midway. We got what, 1 more? Alright, so oops, what am I doing? I want to see if it'll reset. If it doesn't reset, then I'll just... Ooh, what is this? Hold on. Okay, we got a jade already. So I actually want to go down to 5. It's a little risky, but I think we'll be alright. I don't even see any... Yeah, we're gonna have to touch another floor. Ooh, we got a wood... Bro. So we already got our wood club, which is kind of decent. We got a geode. Okay, we got little decent things going on here. Not bad. Alright, we don't have a lot of time. Bro, where is... Might not be the best idea, but... Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff in here. I just need 2 pieces. Oh my god, we got the crab. So you have a couple of things that you're gonna fight when you come in. You didn't see me do this, but I definitely did. Or this. But I'm definitely doing it. There's a couple of items that I feel like are important for me, so I really need to pick them up right now. Oh god, it's 7. No! Okay, that's actually the last piece, hopefully. Okay, so we got our 15. Let's see if we can go catch... I only hit floor 7, but that's okay. We can always come back and do more inside of the mines later. So now I'm gonna see if I can go, if I can give it to him. I don't know if I have to approach him in his space or what the case is, but I'm gonna try to run to the saloon where everybody normally hangs out just to see if I can take it to him. Let me see. Oh, okay. So we'll see. Can we do this in the saloon? I think so, but let us see. Let Clint examine Seacole. So this is normally the saloon on a Friday night. It's the hangout spot for everybody. If you ever want to come and just kind of check out and talk to others, you have that option. So yes, as we know, we can get things that are on the task board done if you kind of approach the person. So we got paid. We got our little payment. And that is it. So of course, when you come to the saloon, there are things that you can buy. You can buy beer, salads, bread, spaghetti, pizza. And you can also get recipes from Gus as well. Also selling rhubarb pie. It's really good energy, good health. But we're not spending that right now on that. So we're good. Some of these amounts are not as bad either. So it's kind of nice. Nice place to come to. On a Friday night, you can usually find everybody in here. So you kind of just talk to everybody, just yap it up. It's kind of the same repetitive stuff that's being said. Yeah. Sometimes I just lose track of time. Yeah, he's just repeating the same thing. Oh, my bad. Alright, so we got some good ore on this. Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't mean to repeat this. She doesn't even notice I'm here because she's talking to her boo. Let's see what Emily is saying. Alright. So that is pretty much a day. A good Friday inside of the saloon in Pelican Town. And of course you have the natural sounds. Bread. Oh my god. There's so many good things. I'm sorry. So many good things. This save seems like it's blessed. It's giving blessed save. Why am I even here? I just realized. I can't give any of this away. Oh no. Let me just go home. Yeah, that could be definitely a common mistake that you make. Just kind of walking around being nosy. It's still kind of early, so this is crazy. This is a blessed save. Like, there's so many good items that are already coming out that we may need. So I'm just gonna put everything away if I can feel it. Yes, we got a wooden club. There's a lot of good got a lot of oh my goodness, a lot of good things that came out of today. Except for the crow. That's the only part. So there's a couple of mistakes. Oh my goodness. But it happens. So there's no need to feel any guilt or anything about having a bad day. Because you play the way that you want to play. And that's all that matters. What is over here? So we just spend the rest of our day just cleaning. Oh my goodness, what in the world? And that is pretty much it for, the begin farm. It's 12 o'clock, so I kind of want to wind down for the rest of the day here. Not do too much more. Oops. And we'll kind of try to replenish for the next day before the next day starts, so I don't have to come down and prepare to water again. So that is all in a day's work of 5 days of Stardew Valley as a beginner. And we just leveled up in mining as well. So now we have a new crafting recipe, which is also known as cherry bombs. So that's, I feel like, a really good start to playing. It's a dope start. This is a really good start so far. So I'm going to leave it off right here. I'm going to stop at day 6 and then we'll do days 6 through 11, I believe. So let me actually go out. And I just want to take the time to say thank you to those who watched this video. Thank you for pulling up. If you enjoyed this video, once again, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Some of your do's and don'ts are things that you like to do when you play Stardew Valley as a beginner. Once again, my name is Shalise. I also go by Whole Queen. I do stream on Twitch 2 days a week. That is usually Wednesday and Thursday. If you want to come check me out, you can pull up. I do go live on YouTube as much as I can. So once again, if you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Please come back and see me again for the rest of this series, and I will see y'all next time.